What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is episode 113, and it's time for the greatest damn wrestling show on YouTube. If it's so nice, I'll say it twice. This is the greatest damn wrestling show on YouTube. I'm joined by the main man, Zach. How you doing?
The Zach is here. I saw.
That salute was so strong, he knocked out his mic.
You know what I mean? Brand new stuff doesn't work for me either. Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. You know what? I'll take your salute and I'll match you one better. Happy John Cena month. There we go. Word life. We're already joined by some of the faithfuls who are also here for John Cena month. Zemo, how are you doing, man? It's great to see you. And Tony Khan, how you
He's
doing?
back.
I heard that you be back. We got a great episode for you guys. Knock will be joining us in a few minutes. Maybe right now, who knows? But we've got a recap this week. We've got some segments, hopefully, I think. We haven't talked about it. I'm assuming we do. And
Figured
just the show ends after the recap. And of course, we've got promo school. Um, Zach, anything? What's going on in your life? What's happening?
I don't know, a lot of stuff. Pride Parade just happened a few blocks away. Pretty exciting stuff. Got a show coming up. If you are in Hollywood, follow us on Instagram. I will post it. Got one coming up this Saturday, a stand-up show. It should be really good. And Knock is here with us. Other than that, just trying to enjoy the summer here in LA.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and take over if you want to mention the chats while I fix the screen for Knock.
No problemo. All right. Let's check out the chats really quick. Thank you all for chatting and thank you all for subbing. We're getting very close to 700. We really appreciate everything you all are doing. It is a blessing in the YouTube wrestling world that we are getting so many people following and joining in the stream. So we really appreciate it. Tony Khan, I'm glad you said you'd be back because it was so much fun on Saturday. Noob, hello. Zach, Eric, Knock, all three of us here. SCW, our guy right there. What's happening, guys? Oh my goodness, Steve, I'm so sorry. Forgot to send out the Money in the Bank thing. He's got a big Money in the Bank, greatest Money in the Bank video coming up. Check out SCW Steve's station. We'll chat later, Steve. And you like John Cena, Tony Khan? Are you going to sign John Cena? He could be a free agent soon. And oh no, Tony, I am not doing this to myself. I have two of the best in the industry here next to me, and they're taking charge. So you're going to see some real action on the mic. Prime time. How you doing? What's going on in your weekend? Tony Khan, here comes the money. That's right, prime time.
I completely understand why he thinks you're doing solo. You are the face of the channel, doing weekly streams, weekly reviews. You gotta love it. Zach puts in the work.
Tony loves money. I do what I can. I even wear old merch that I buried with my Triple H shovel in the back of my closet because Eric puts together John Cena month.
John Cena month, the greatest month of the year. Knock, are you there? Are you gonna join us for John Cena month? I think he hears Mike trying to kick in there, but while he's getting ready, why don't we just jump straight into what should be the greatest wrestling show ever, but it's not. Monday Night Raw. Heads up, the screen's gonna messed up again, but power through.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Your boy is here.
There he is, the final boss, Knock himself. Knock, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Just trying to fix this volume getting going here. But shout out to everyone in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys. Tony Khan, what's up, buddy? Primetime, SCW.
You know, Knock, since we only have you for a few, is there anything particular you want to jump into? I don't want to waste your time with Monday Night Raw.
We'll get to Raw later in the show.
Monday Night Raw, was this the week they did the Matt Riddle with Maurice and Miz segment, that whole funny bit?
I'm trying to see here. In my notes. Yes, it is. And then where he says, I hope you come back soon, Randy, unlike my stepdad. Wow.
Yeah, Riddle, man.
That's a good one. Anything else happen? Are we gonna jump into it then?
Not, you want to talk about Raw really quick?
I mean, that's all I saw. I mean, Cody, he's gone 9 months. I seen one interaction with Seth that wasn't on a Raw with a fan, but I mean, I'm not really here for Monday Night Raw.
Fair enough. I dig it. Let's just jump straight to I want to talk about New Japan AEW real quick while we got Mark here. So I've got a New Japan recap for this week because they did just have their pay-per-view. Sorry, give me 1 second to pull that up because basically Hiroshi Tanahashi, he had to fight Goto to defend his place at Forbidden Door, and he won. So we will get Moxley versus
The ace
Tanahashi.
of New Japan, man.
Yeah.
Put some respect on his name.
Hey.
High Five Flow is coming for unscripted violence. He's gonna take him out. Finally, my audio's good. I can hear you, man. I just have to come out of you like that. My bad.
I'm here trying to do 3 things at once. I'm glad you could add the flavor to that announcement. We have
So a lot of shit happened at the New Japan show.
yeah.
I can jump in there for you real quick while you fix my mess. But destroyed the stream couldn't handle me coming into here. So New Japan Dominion, Juice Robinson dropped his belt. Yeah, he wasn't there. He got stripped of the belt. Will Ospreay is the new IWGP US champion. He now has held every single active New Japan title. The dude's killing it. He said one last thing, and that's the G1. He wins the G1. He's done everything he possibly can in New Japan. Another change of belts. Carl Anderson wins the never openweight title. Tama Tonga drops it. I like Tama, man, but Carl Anderson's the new champ. What else happened here? It was a crazy show. Okada. So Hangman Page calls out Okada on AEW Dynamite because he's a champ. But Okada, in a swerve, drops the belt to Jay White. Jay White, in probably one of the match of the year contenders, beats Okada for the belt, cuts a promo in the ring, cuts a promo outside in the ring in the back. The dude is on fire, man. He's on a hell of a run. Definitely check out his promo. Check out the match if you have time for it. Definitely a show stealer.
I will correct you on one thing. Ospreay still hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship.
I said active titles.
Isn't that?
Technically,
Oh, that's
it's
right.
active
The unified. That's right. You're
combined
right.
with the world title.
You're right.
Yeah, because technically he kind of won it, but it was already combined. So yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Damn, don't come for the final boss with the trivia, man.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that is pretty much what happened on New Japan. And then, do you guys want to talk about AEW real quick on the other side?
Yeah, so Cool Kyle won a pretty okay battle royal. Not too many big names in it, but glad Kyle O'Reilly won because he faced Moxley, who obviously beat him and is going to go face Tanahashi now. We'll talk about that in a second here. The All Atlantic Championship debuted. They do have a lot of belts in AEW now, so let me just grab your opinion on that. And do you think, in the chats, let us know too. Great communication in the chats between you guys. Love it. Thank you, Tony Khan, for booking some of our people in the chat on Dark. Well, let me know what you think about this new All Atlantic Championship. And do you think this makes something called the TNT title look kind of silly now?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Ooh, okay.
I think we can still do both titles well. They gotta get the booking right. That's all. I'm optimistic. I mean, we have the IC title and US title in WWE. We have so many titles in New Japan. I think we can get this right. Just book the guys properly, and it gives more people a belt to go after. I'm completely fine with this belt. I'm excited for it. Just gotta see how they treat it.
I'm on the opposite end.
Really?
I already said I don't like television championships because the whole point is you're on TV. That's not really worth the championship to me. But I accept the TNT championship for what it is. Now you have the secondary championship. You're not going to convince me that TNT championship or All Atlantic is anywhere near as important as the World Championship now. There's 2 of them. I don't know. It doesn't work for me.
Talk about Wardlow. Wardlow said, I'm not going after the world title. I'm going for the TNT belt. Live on promo.
I mean, limit yourself. I don't know. I guess I get it. Fine. You need to make your championship look good. Fine. But end of the day, everyone knows World Championship's the one that matters. I don't think they had as like we saw a post for someone like listed all the championships under Tony Khan. I don't count some of them because those are Ring of Honor. Some of them are foreign promotions. They're not AEW. That's just something different. The trios championship should have been what it was.
I'll just say this about this belt now being added. I know all those are other foreign companies, but you're still having them on TV. So now it just seems like everyone gets a participation award. FTR having, and I'll say this, I'll take the heat, hit me up in the chats. These Triple M Mania tag team titles are the most worthless titles in all of wrestling. I don't care what indie promotion you work for. You now have a title more prestigious than these Triple M Mania tag team titles. They're not defended at Triple M Mania events now, and they're just carried around by FTR because Triple M Mania bends over backwards for AEW to just do whatever they want with whatever they want in Triple M Mania.
I just want to say this real quick for anyone who's watching from Triple M Mania. We are not with this. Go after this.
I want to add on to that.
Let me tell you why. Because people. Hey, word of life on what I have to say here, really quick though, really quick, not before you jump in. The last Triple M Mania event was more Forbidden Doorish than anything else. I don't even know from Triple M Mania who was on that main event. AEW people went over more than Triple M Mania did. So Triple M Mania needs to realize who they are, and they're not Tony Khan's play toy. They're just not. And other people with this Forbidden Door shit need to realize that as well. Tony Khan does not make the rules in the Forbidden Door world.
Man, it seems like you've been drinking your friend's Kool-Aid with this one. Tell me this. Did you know about AAA before it went with AEW?
Yes, I did.
All right, fine. I was trying to catch you up. I'm trying to catch you so you can't slip the main man, I guess.
Let me.
But here's my thing with all these belts.
Go ahead.
You got to give people something. So if let's say who's in it? Miro, Pac, Malachi Black. Is there more interest now in this quick tournament for AEW? Like, because those are big matches. Pac, Buddy Matthews. I know they're gonna have some bangers with Miro. Like, I know you don't like Ethan Page, but they're gonna have a banger match. And I think if you just do this right, it could be a good title.
Okay. So first of all, I just want to go back to Zach's point. I totally agree. Tony Khan does set way too many rules in the Forbidden Door. Yes, not only AAA Mania, Impact is also his little his play thing. When
Mhm.
Hey, we're not gonna talk about Impact Wrestling like that, man.
You're right, nobody does. But the reason
My anniversary next week.
I'm fine with the foreign titles because if the way it should work, you're right. They should be like we should see them more on their home turf than we do on AEW. So in a perfect world, I think I'm a fan of it. But yes, like I agree with you. It's not the way Tony Khan runs it is not right. He the problem I have with WWE doing other promotions is because WWE would always go over. Tony Khan is kind of doing that too.
All right, but look at it this way. Do you think Jay White's losing at Forbidden Door?
No.
Okay. Who else is probably going over there?
But
the United Empire.
but
their tag belts. You think they're gonna lose?
let me go back to Jay White though. I was gonna say this. I think the reason he won it is because he's so closely tied to AEW.
Is he though? I mean, one appearance, two appearances.
He's basically with the Bullet Club again. With what's it called? The Elite. Think he's not gonna be like on AEW with that faction?
I don't think so. I think we'll get him sprinkled in here and there. I don't think we'll get too much of him.
All right. What was you said the other tag team? Who was it?
I said United Empire. Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan, the man who went wild in Las Vegas.
I mean, I shouldn't talk about the match because I didn't see it, but when I saw it on paper, I don't know, it looked like a random tag match to me. Like, I'm glad United Empire won because they deserve it. But who was the other team? It was Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens.
I believe so.
Any match with Chase Owens, you know, is going to be an L.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but like I want to talk about Zemo real quick. Impact Wrestling did the Forbidden Door long before Tony Khan did this. Hold on. Ran to the ground. Impact Wrestling used to do it a lot, man. The way they did it, but I will disagree a little bit there, Zemo, because they kind of didn't know how to use talent. Like they misused Okada, they misused a few other guys in the X division. What Tony Khan should look at is a World Cup. I think doing a World Cup like Cena used to do would be kind of cool to bring in there. You don't have to have people on every week. You can bring the titles in then. I think not having everyone walk out with a title every week on your show, maybe find some middle ground there. When you have like big events, then people bring in their titles. Like, oh, this guy's the champion of this, but not every week because you may not know. You don't have enough time to build it up.
This should be its own segment because it's actually there's a lot.
It is now.
Yeah, so
it is now. It's
really
its own
is. I mean,
segment.
it's good conversation. If people are into it,
Yeah. Oh, so
we're all on different sides here. I feel like.
In that case, then, I want to get to SCW's comment after this, but why do you need all these titles? Why can't you just have storylines that don't involve titles? Like, I get wrestling fans are like, this person deserves a title, this person deserves a title. You don't need a title to be great. Like, there's a whole list of people in like WWE legends who haven't held titles that we respect.
I agree with that too, but I mean, aren't they doing that as well? I mean, look at MJF and CM Punk. That was a hell of a storyline without a title.
Yeah, I agree, but the fact that they're making more titles feels like they're not leaning towards that direction. And
The storytelling with the Forbidden Door stuff needs to happen better because you can always have titles. Anyone at a job can always just randomly go for a promotion when someone leaves a company or whatever, or if there is a promotion available. So I'm fine with not having too big of storylines with your own titles, but these other companies need to start having titles with storylines so you can carry it into Triple M Mania, so you can carry it into Impact better, so people who go and follow them back and forth have some groundwork to get centered around why these storylines are happening rather than just people showing up. Not too many outside of internet wrestling fans, not too many huge stars going back and forth. So you need storylines to kind of intrigue casual viewers. Like, I really, I think I said this in the chat. Thank God Tony Khan's hype for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view was before all these injuries and everything else happened, because we're gonna get a lot of makeshift matches in Chicago.
Yeah, I think by now they should have announced the card by now, and I think me and Zach agreed on one point where we felt Will Ospreay could have been highlighted a little better in his debut.
Yeah. So, Knock, you're a huge Will Ospreay fan. I've only seen about 3 matches with him total, including the one, if you watch it on our channel, was it worth it? Yeah, damn was. When we watched Will Ospreay, was his presentation his big U.S. debut? What did you think of it, being a Will Ospreay guy?
I want to add to that. Like, it was his big U.S. debut, but on TV. I don't think he's had a TV wrestled format yet. I think this was his first one. I think he did good, but if for a person who knows Will Ospreay, this was not even the tip of the iceberg. Like, this was like a training match. I got more of an impression of Aussie Open. I thought they looked pretty cool. I'd never seen them before. But for Ospreay, yeah, this was nothing crazy for him. Solid match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't sloppy. It just, he can go to heights that most people can't reach. And we couldn't really, I don't think you got a glimpse of it yet.
Okay. So, Eric, do you think this Will Ospreay coming in, yeah, he did lose. And that was another thing too. Like, how are you going to hype him being as huge as like Knock? I mean, I think you spoke lightly of how good this guy is after we watched his matches. Eric, what do you think? This helps the Forbidden Door, or this kind of hurts it because it's just another random person presented randomly coming into AEW?
I mean, I think it hurts it because the whole, like I said, Tony Khan is really doing a thing where his people are the ones who win, and the point of I hate the term Forbidden Door. We really need to, there needs to be something else. But the point of having interpromotion like work is that both sides look strong. You have Will Ospreay, one of the best in the world, arguably top 10 at the very least, and that's not like, you shouldn't be disappointed by his showing. People should watch him and be like, holy shit, I need to see more of him. Casual viewers will want to check out New Japan. That does not sound like it makes me want to check out New Japan if I'd never seen him before.
Well, I got a few things at that point. I mean, I don't think it hurts the pay-per-view. I think, the pay-per-view is going to do what it does. I think going forward, though, we're going to start seeing, like, okay, like for neck reviews, like what's going on with the storylines that you've been saying. This pay-per-view is going to be fine regardless. It's going to bang regardless. We all know it's going to happen. Part of me, because, again, you guys know I'm the TNA guy. When TNA would have a new person come in, they would always pin your guy. Like, RVD won the world title on his first night. He pinned AJ Styles. Like, you know how pissed I was? So part of me thanks Tony Khan and appreciates him not just jobbing his guys out as soon as people come in. But there has to be some middle ground because like last pay-per-view, Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker. Ruby should have won that match. She should have had someone else go over. Britt was fine. I mean, I love Britt. She's great. I think someone else would have got that shine to build up the division a little more. So stuff like that. I think there's usually a middle ground. But I don't want to see like, this because Trent Beretta, how many matches has he lost to new guys coming in? I think you guys forgot that too. A few people would pop up and just pin Trent Beretta in a main event Rampage.
Yeah, I'm not taking the job out to him. It's just if you have someone like Will Ospreay, his first debut night, I don't know if he should lose like his first televised U.S. match.
I completely agree for sure. I just think like they're having a tough time finding the middle ground, but I do appreciate them like making their guys look strong. They just gotta find some, I don't know, figure out like because again I've said for a while at least some of the bookings are very predictable. I can go through a whole card and say this person's gonna win for sure, and that tends to happen.
So is that why I've been predictions champion for for a year?
Listen, man. The politics of this whole West Coast podcast. Oh man, you have no idea. I'm getting screwed over this whole. Oh, if you tie, I don't win the belt nonsense. I'm kidding with that rule.
We even know who's the champion now because we didn't count Cell.
Let me just say, I am not the champion. It is either.
We would have known who won the belt the hour that the pay-per-view ended. We're like, oh no, you're not champion no more. Eric, we'll take a week to review.
Real quick. First of all, hey Nutella, how you doing? So in the chat, Zemo and Primetime, they've been having a great conversation. Doc, this is your territory. Do you remember the tag team Lance Archer was in TNA?
Well, I'm looking at the chat right now. Rock and Rave, great tag team. They were fun to watch. I think Jimmy Rave might have passed a few years ago, but it was a way different Lance Archer back in the day. I think his name was like Lance Hoyt, and
Yes.
like as we said, like he calls himself the Murder Hawk Monster now, and he's like this crazy guy. But before he was some type of like rock star type guy, so it's kind of different characters.
Fair enough.
Shout out to Till in the chat though. She was at the AEW when they came to Los Angeles, so shout out to you, man. We really wanted to go, but I'm glad you got to have fun there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then SCW saying he thinks ROH needs to be separated away from AEW as soon as possible. All those titles feature on AEW TV make it feel like there are way too many titles. I get it. Personally, I think they had room for one more. It was the trios. Now, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. The ROH pay-per-view goes on late next month, like I think the 23rd. So they have no TV deal set yet, but they're still going to do the annual pay-per-view just for the sake of tradition. But I agree with SCW, and the only reason, I don't know, it is too many titles. We don't know how Tony Khan's going to handle ROH yet, but I just too many titles to make a title feel special. They had a lot of titles in WWE during the Attitude Era with the hardcore, with the European, the Intercontinental, the World title, especially when they did the brand split and all those titles were out there. It worked at times, but then there are times too when it felt like there are too many. This is way too many in AEW for me for titles to really feel relevant. I'm kind of only caring right now about the women's title in AEW, the men's world title in AEW, and the TNT title because bless Jade Cargill, especially on Twitter. She is what wrestling needs right now, not just someone who has a title.
TBS title.
Yes, TBS.
Would it make a difference if they did a brand split and then put these titles in different shows? Would that help out for your view of this? Like, I just think people are looking at it because it's technically one show.
That's
look at the roster.
Yeah. If it was a brand split, I'd be fine with it. That's why I don't like the idea of titles being unified in WWE because you have two brands, and that means champion.
I just think the optics of it because
feeling it now.
Are these more belts than WWE? I don't think so.
Main roster or
what?
You mean
like main roster?
Yeah, I think it's more.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
Especially because
like AEW alone. I'm not counting the Ring of Honor and all this other stuff.
You count the tag titles as one, or you just have both? Or
oh yeah, that's true. I forgot.
So
I was counting the tag titles as two. I forgot they unified it like that.
Because it.
So technically, they have 6 titles. If you right now, all unified. Without that, add 2 more. So then count the AEW ones, and that's TBS, women's, Atlantic, tag. Okay, so about even with that, but then you start bringing in all the other ones if you want.
Yeah.
But I guess they're even that way then. So
But
there's 6 and.
You also know they're.
Oh no, 7
trios because it's already made. So.
Yeah, and the FTR belt, they are defending that is a belt.
Let us know in the chat. Does anyone agree with me that it's not too many belts, just the optics of it because it's one show, or do you agree with Zach and Eric on this side? Is it too many belts?
Look, I love doing the Rampage with everyone, and check it out. They mention every time on Rampage when someone challenges for the FTW belt, someone in the mix will make fun of the FTW belt, saying it's not defended and it's not a real championship. So I mean, it's just
I forgot about
stuff
that.
like that they're demeaning their own product and belt's worth.
Yeah, I mean, if he's defending the belt, then I mean, come on, man. That's one thing I don't agree with.
I just want them to get to the end of it. It has to end with what's his name, Ricky Starks turning on Taz. Hook wins the FTW title, and that's the end of it. He retires it. Just
above the fireplace.
Oh, imagine that's a good story.
I would take that just so they can go away, because the $1 Million Championship did it better in like a short amount of time.
All right. Let us know in the comments. We're talking about too many belts, but no to tell you did not miss Impact yet. Knox just getting started.
Yeah, so much for this John Cena tribute show, huh?
Oh, John Cena's everywhere. He is everywhere.
He was never in TNA.
Fun fact, fun fact, in honor of the great John Cena, there was a little boy and his mom who had to flee to Amsterdam, I believe. And the boy said, "Why? Why do we have to flee?" This is I'm saying this as if it's a joke, but it's actually a real story. And,
no, it is. That's all.
And John Cena heard this, and he fucking flew to Amsterdam so that the kid could get that and finish his journey. Oh, John Cena, I salute you. He didn't create wrestling; he perfected it.
Oh man, here we go.
There's no AJ Styles month, is there? No Daniel Bryan.
Actually, there is. AJ Styles had his 20th anniversary too, and he's been in more Ultimate X matches than John Cena. Did John Cena ever win a TNA World Title?
Thankfully, no.
AJ Styles did.
Thankfully not.
Hey,
let me just say, if you want your championship ruined and appropriated, call this man right here, John Cena.
That man made spinners look cool for so long. Everyone was doing the spinner Rooney, even after Booker.
This man made Vanilla Ice and Snow look cool with his shitty rap album.
John Cena had some flow back in the day, man. This man was spitting.
Penciled flow. His rhymes were so. If you do the freestyle with John Cena, even his written freestyle, he starts talking like this, and this is how it's gonna go. His pea brain mind, it just works so slow.
Zach. Have you heard the greatest album in the world? It's out there. People have forgotten about it. John Cena released Gold. iTunes was exploding.
I'll brush your teeth like Colgate, man. Bars.
He should have said something like, I don't know. That's simple. Brush your teeth like Colgate.
Oh man, boy, John Cena. All right, I'll ask this though. Serious question: who's had a bigger cultural impact, John Cena or Ric Flair?
Well, Ric Flair.
I said John Cena.
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing, and then you can rebut. Okay. Ric Flair, just because of how many sports teams say "woo," and there's one other thing. That's all right. You go ahead.
Okay, here's my rebuttal then. Just, I think there are a lot of things that originate in wrestling, but people don't know. So I feel like people say "woo," but I feel like they might not know that that's Ric Flair. Versus,
could be Sting, you know.
Oh, yes. Imagine. People know Sting more than Ric Flair. I love Sting. That's not a dig at him. It's just I would imagine it'd be weird for me to find out that Sting is a bigger public figure.
No, I was just kidding around. I love Sting, but no.
I could see. Here's a question for you from Primetime. Both of you, Jade or Bianca Belair?
You can go ahead, Knock.
That's so hard to answer. Like, they're actually very different. I know like people have to compare, two athletic black women, but they're actually very different in how they are. Like Jade is a natural heel, but I could see her playing the face one day. She's gold. Bianca's in her prime right now. Jade's still learning. I think this is her first or second full year. I can't answer that.
This is in her second. I'll just do the cheap answer. I want Jade on the mic, Bianca in the ring.
Yeah. I'll say I love NXT Bianca though. Like I'm a Mike NXT Bianca was great.
Oh,
it was a killer.
That's true.
It was a killer.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's just you can tell like once you get to the main roster, they tell you to suck a little bit.
But I got to say too, this is the caveat with her on the main roster. Her not being a heel, she is on not just the side of the tour buses now. She is representing all these different aspects of WWE. She is in. I'll say this as a compliment, but she is representing WWE in a Cena-esque way. She is doing stuff with kids, different foundations, different companies, NASCAR, all different things.
Yeah, Bianca's everywhere.
I want her to come out with a towel. I want it.
Oh man, EST towels. Get them going.
You're the driest.
Oh, that's funny.
What was that,
I was a quick shout out to Montez Ford, who looks like a giant right now. I don't know what the man's being, but damn, shredded.
I think he's. Go ahead. Go ahead. I have no words. He's huge, and I feel bad, just because that's kind of the look that someone gets in a tag team before they're about to split off into singles competition.
That is exactly what I was about to say. Like I feel like Vince whispered to him, "Hey pal, you ever hear of the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian? You're Edge."
Yeah.
It would almost be funny. I don't like people going back and doing things. You can hear me bitch about that every week. But if they did if Street Profits went to an actual barbershop and they did a three segment bit on Monday Night Raw, and then in the third segment, Montez throws Dawkins through a barbershop window.
Ooh, man, that's actually really good. The only what would suck about that is that would be Dawkins' last feud. After that, it's just random matches on Superstars or Main Event, wherever it is, and then walking papers.
He's on the line for me. He I think he could pull it off if he digs deep.
I mean, he's been there since he's 18 years old, so who knows? Maybe they'll have some loyalty in their black hearts. Who knows?
Oh man. Should I get to the Impact talk? Is Detail still there?
If you don't know,
let's
get it. Let's just get it.
All right. Impact Wrestling. 20 years of greatness, of excellence, the top tier wrestling. They did the Forbidden Door better than AEW, did ratings better than AEW. I mean, damn. I was watching New Japan because of TNA. But on this week's episode, we had a lot of good stuff happen, man. Matt Morgan, the return of the 7-foot giant. He'll be back. He's here. Who do we have here? We have Alex Zane is the last person in the Slammiversary Ultimate X match. Good stuff there. Violent by Design defeats Joe Doering defeats Josh Alexander by disqualification. So they're building that up for the thing. Steve Macklin, a former guy in WWE who was doing nothing, who's looking like an absolute beast right now in TNA Impact Wrestling. Go to TNA. Anything is possible in TNA Wrestling. Become a star.
No, that's the one thing that's not possible.
Steve Macklin's been on fire since he's come here. He defeats PCO in a very hard-hitting match. Good stuff there. The Good Brothers. So the Good Brothers thought shit was sweet. They pulled up to the to Delaware, I think the Briscoes are from, to the farm, try to get to the Briscoes. The Papa Briscoe comes out. There's a hell of a segment there to go on there. There's a lot of shit going down on the farm, man. Don't go to the Briscoes farm. It's gangland out there.
I'm sorry. It's gangland on the farm?
Hey, you see the Briscoes, man. Delaware is a rough part of the country, man.
Yeah, all right.
You don't get gloss dem boys living on the streets.
Them boys, you see them teeth, man? It's hard out there.
Candy's hard that they're eating shit.
Who else is out there? Rosemary gets a nice win over Tennille Dashwood, setting up that feud for the tag team belts. I've been liking the influence. You know, Madison Rain's been on fire, been killing it since she was with the beautiful people, but she can stand on her own. More build for Sami Callihan versus Moose. And I'm loving that they're redoing the old TNA Impact openings with their new stars today. It's beautiful stuff, man. TNA
cool.
has the greatest. The TNA in 2010 had the greatest opening of all time. Cross the line, man. Come on now. If you know that theme song, let these people know because they don't know. Everyone in the chat, Cross the Line was the greatest theme song of any wrestling show of all time.
Okay, that's gonna be a tier list, but
let's do it.
You know, in honor of John Cena month, you know what John Cena and Impact have in common?
What do they have in common? Greatness?
Nobody's seeing them.
Is that why all the TNA stars are killing it everywhere you go? I turn on AEW, TNA. Turn on WWE, TNA star. Everywhere.
No, I'll tell you a secret. When rats know a ship is sinking, they leave first too. They go anywhere they can.
Oh man. I do want to touch on the chat. I see Carnage Rage. He says Samoa Joe and Matt Morgan, I think, he's answering Tatilla's question, who the last two Impact originals. Oh man. There's a lot you can go with there. I would have loved to see Jay Lethal. Here's the people I would have said. I would have said Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe. I would have loved to see them. Obviously, they can't do that because they're feuding right now. But you have Kazarian, Sabin, Shelley. I think you go with Christopher Daniels. And I guess go Matt Morgan. Why else is he there? I haven't seen Matt Morgan wrestling forever.
He is he's doing stuff politically in Florida, and he was doing Wrestling Inc. podcast with them, but that got to be a little too much, so he just wants to focus on family and his politics in Florida.
So then I'll go Christopher Daniels. We need a big surprise, man. We need someone who hasn't been there forever. Oh man. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go Christopher Daniels. I'm gonna go Kurt Angle. Give me Kurt Angle, man. Forget that Baron Corbin send-off. Kurt Angle return to Slammiversary. I would love to see it, man. I go crazy.
We'll take that. His final match in TNA would make more sense to me, just because that's where we saw the best moments in WWE. We saw the best matches in Impact. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It sounds like he's trying to go back to WWE, like not to wrestle. I think to manager or producer, but it sounds like he wants to go back. I don't get why. I guess money, but.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Zemo says Steve Macklin and David Richards. Steve, I guess you can count David Richards, but Steve isn't an original, I don't think. I think it has to be original TNA wrestlers that what they're trying to do. So, and actually, I don't think it'll be David Richards either, because technically he's an original Ring of Honor guy. I think he would side with his tag team partner Eddie Edwards for Honor No More. So I don't think it'll be David Richards.
Mm-hmm.
We done?
The
second-rate promotion yet?
Oh man, Zemo says Kurt Angle had a better run in TNA than WWE. At least TNA gave him a better send off, 100%. Attila says I know there's zero chance of it happening, but I would like to see Styles. I would think Impact would get him for one night since WWE got Mickey James, bro.
Oh yeah,
if you can get AJ Styles, man, come on now, I'll go nuts. Because you know the best wrestler in WWE came from TNA wrestling.
John Cena came from TNA wrestling.
But he trained with Samoa Joe, another TNA guy. He trained with Samoa Joe and Kazarian. Who do you think he got his best form from?
So wait, TNA is paying AJ Styles right now? How is he...
Actually, that was the whole thing. They didn't want to pay him. That's why he left. But that's not the point. That's not the promotion. They wanted him to take a pay cut, so he said, "Nah, fuck that. I'm going to New Japan."
The Lakers didn't even ask Kobe to take a pay cut. You telling me TNA's got less loyalty than the Lakers?
The Lakers have a whole of a lot of loyalty, man. I mean, I don't know, man.
If anyone in the chat knows where to watch Impact other than Access, please put it in the comments and let me know. I'd love to start checking it out a little bit more, but I don't get that channel because no cable company wants to deal with that company, and it's Access is that bad. So if you have any other way that's not going to crash my computer, pop it in. I'll watch it.
So you're telling me this promotion, A, they want to pay one of the best wrestlers in the world. B, they're on a terrible network. What maybe 20 years is too much. I don't know.
They're hard to kill, man. Come on now.
So are cockroaches, but they gotta go.
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the chat, man. I'm the big TNA guy here. I'm trying to get these guys to watch it. If you guys have any matches in there, any matches in TNA history that these guys should watch to open their eyes to the light, let me know in the chat. I've already told them Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Unbreakable Triple Threat. You let me know what these guys should watch.
Why it should be WWE?
Oh man,
I should use that whole thing just to see who won the predictions championship.
think about it though. The big moments. Scott Steiner, they called him the big bad booty warrior. You know, the math, the Steiner math, all came from TNA Impact Wrestling.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? They called him what? Sorry, what?
He called himself the big bad booty warrior, something like that. And
I don't know what you're trying to get me to watch, but
I'm telling you, man, it's pure gold. It's funny.
I don't know.
The Jay Lethal Ric Flair promo. Come on, man. They have promos too, man. The segments are crazy.
Oh, my head. No, let's go on. Let's go on.
Oh man, funny stuff. Funny stuff.
I'm trying to do the predictions results. So Zach, you said you definitely didn't win. Knock, do you remember who you picked between Lashley and Omos?
I had to go with Lashley. That's my guy.
I think you might have won them because.
Oh man, you guys heard it first. Just in time for Slammiversary. Just in time for a 20-year anniversary. Your boy, the final boss, is the predictions champion of WCP.
Wait, hang on. Wait. So who'd you pick, Ezekiel or Owens?
I don't remember that one, honestly.
Okay. Judgment Day or AJ Styles team?
I picked Judgment Day. I didn't want to go into AJ.
I'm assuming you won by one then. I definitely picked Omos over Lashley.
All right. The title is home.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Brotherhood. Any last thing? Your boy might have to dip out soon. They're giving me the call to wrap it up. Oh yeah, Bobby Roode versus James Storm, Bound for Glory, hardcore match. One of the greatest storylines ever. You see Bobby turning his tag team partner James Storm, and it wasn't for the belt. Should have been for the belt, but a great match nonetheless.
Anything you want to promote before you go?
Oh yeah, finally, the tier list. Every video game villain tier list. Who's the best one? It's finally done. I'm not just saying it. It's done edited. It's gonna go up on our channel this week. I'm gonna talk to the guys either tomorrow or Tuesday. We're gonna put it out there. So keep an eye out for that tier list, man. We love the support from the heroes, and we got a great amount of support there. So we're putting out the villains now. So definitely check it out.
That's right. Check it out. It was a fun video.
It was, man. And it was fun to edit too. So definitely check it out, man. We love to hear you guys' opinion on different things. This is West Coast Pop, man. All pop culture, wrestling, video games. I know Detail is a huge Power Rangers fan. They'll do a Power Rangers tier list. I might have that one up there. But yeah, shout out to everyone who supports us.
That's right. And if you love tier lists, check out the X-Men tier list. Look it up on YouTube,
Shut
Google.
the fuck up.
Algorithm.
I hate as the first one that pops up. Of all the videos, it's the first one. You type it. Oh man.
Yeah, that is. Is there anything else in the wiki you really want to cover, Zach? I think my thing was AEW in Japan.
Okay, just if you're here for a little bit, Knock, what do you think about Finn Balor kicking out AJ Styles and Judgment Day and it becoming his faction, or I guess maybe just their faction?
I was loving the little Bullet Club reunion thing, but I wanted to see Balor and AJ as tag champs. But I'll take Balor and AJ in a match. I heard, I didn't agree with it at first, but I heard the reason they did it was because Edge didn't agree with the direction they were going to go in. They wanted to make it a more supernatural thing. Edge wasn't feeling it. So I think with Balor in there, this gives him his best chance to do something significant on the main roster. Him, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest. And it's the first time we'll see Balor as a heel on the main roster.
Yeah, true.
I'd be more happy if it was the Prince versus something supernatural.
I would too.
Because
we'll get a bullshit match with the Demon.
Right. And apparently, like, word came out that people backstage didn't like. They thought the Fiend hurt every babyface that he fought. So they see it that, like, I don't know. I don't think they know how to do supernatural characters.
That's
anymore.
a terrible narrative because the Fiend didn't hurt nobody. The booking did. The booking is the reason Seth had to turn heel. when
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan versus Fiend, that was beautiful. But I mean, they ruined a lot of faces because of the booking. It's not that hard. Did it with the Undertaker.
I guess one thing I don't agree with Seth about, or anyone in WWE, like they say, like the fans forced Seth to change. Nah, it was the booking. That was terrible booking.
Yeah. Honestly, it might have worked out for the better. Seth's been on fire ever since.
Yeah.
Just a point I'll make. We talked about this on SCW's channel. I brought it up and they talked about it because they're smarter than I am when talking about this. But I had my guy Matt took his son there in Green Bay, and this, like, the kids were very surprised by this heel turn. So think about this. Young kids, this is their first big heel turn. Other than this, the last big heel turn was Seth turning on the Shield. So that was years ago.
You not
So
count
just
Roman?
think about that. I don't, because it's like I count that as like Becky's heel turn. I think it was more like, to me, it wasn't a shock. But maybe that's just because I'm a smart mark or something. I don't know.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I still don't, I don't know. Because I love Balor, but I don't think they push him big enough for me to count this as a big heel turn.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only thing. They put him to the bottom of the barrel pretty much, and then try to do this. I should have been more excited for it, but I think Zach does have a point that the kids might see this differently.
Yeah.
So I give you a credit for that one.
Yeah.
And I just want to give credit to. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say I give credit to Corey Graves, since they were in Green Bay. He made fun of the Packer fans. I could do this all day, but he quoted saying, "If I buy tickets, doesn't that make me owners of the Packers?" I love it, Corey Graves, because there's a stupid thing. It doesn't exist, Green Bay. You're not fucking owners of the Packers. I digress. And Rhea Ripley's going to be facing Bianca Belair at the pay-per-view.
That'll be a good match. That'd be a really good match. I don't want to hijack any more John Cena love, but did you guys see the Paige thing? You think she's going to be wrestling anywhere else?
Not. If she does, not for a long time. Like, in her own statement, she basically said that she had, like, the neck of a 60-year-old woman. And she said it's not impossible, but it's going to take a lot of time. Can't rush that.
Yeah. I would love to see her back, man. She's a hell of a person. Had a hell of an impact.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Go to Impact Wrestling.
I'll give WWE props for how they handled her. They let her stay on contract until the end. They let her do her Twitch stuff. Like, financially, they took care of her. So, for them, for that, for once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll give him credit for that. I'm seeing in the chat here, prime time. I want to see Balor versus Jay White. Zemo, who wins, Zack Sabre or Bryan Danielson?
Ah, it'd be such a great match.
Zack Sabre didn't call him out. He called him out at the New Japan thing. What he says, Carnage Rage, do you think WWE is setting up Theory versus Cena? 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. And Theory's going to win. Only because Cena is going to allow him to win.
For years of burying everyone else.
After years of putting the wrestling on the damn map, Zach. The only reason you've ever heard of WWE is because of Cena. Even before he was a wrestler, there are echoes in the time stream of Cena.
Oh, man.
There's a new commercial out. I can't remember what it's for. I think it's for an app, but John Cena's the promoter for it. And it's someone looking at their phone, and all of a sudden, multiple John Cenas start popping up in his kitchen.
No
this
way.
is a fucking nightmare.
They designed that specifically for you.
I finally know how Vince feels all this time. Question from Zemo. Do you think Nick Khan would do a better job running WWE? What's the thing about the Cena thing?
No, I think he'll run it into the ground. I think he's just a businessman who's just all about the bottom line.
Agreed.
Damn, I had ADHD for a second. I misread that as Tony Khan. But yeah, Nick Khan will run it to the ground.
I mean, I don't know. How much wrestling does he actually know? Like, that's my thing, too. I know he was, like, best friends with The Rock. But does he actually know wrestling or love it? Or he's there for the business side of it?
He's business side, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just business. I mean, he probably just sell it off, like, as soon as he can.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know about that one. I know Vince has been hit or miss lately, but I think I don't know. I like the hope he thinks he still loves wrestling.
I'm not asking this to be a dick. I'm just trying to think positive towards Vince. What would you count as a hit?
Recently?
Yes.
Yeah, recently.
Okay.
I mean, I know this is mostly him, but I'd say Roman. I'd say the way he brought in Cody for Seth. I thought that was a huge hit.
Yeah.
As much as I hated what they did with Bianca last year, she's been on fire this year. A way better champion this year than I think last year. I don't know how much credit to give Vince for this type of stuff, though. So that's my only thing.
Right. Yeah.
I'll agree with the Roman thing, but I mean, it needs to get sped up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like my biggest fear, but like as soon as Roman came back and he's still doing S-Class work. He's still amazing. It's too much for me.
Yeah. I don't know if this is him either, because this is mostly my boy Walter. Shout out to Walter for winning the IC belt, but he's being loved right now. Walter. I'm not saying the other name.
Was it a good match?
It was
ending because I'll let Zach talk.
Yeah, it was, and it's again just for us, for the wrestling fans, for those in the community here, we know when the winner isn't necessarily the best person in the match. I think Ricochet, in my opinion, was the better person. They work really well together, but Ricochet was just every shove, every boot to the face. Ricochet was selling, putting Walter over, making him look like he could even be a belt collector in WWE. So big shout out to Ricochet for that. I don't know what happens to him afterwards, but you guys have been in the ring. You guys know what it takes to put someone else over. Ricochet did that tenfold.
I kind of saw that coming, but I was looking forward to it because when Walter's in the ring like a high flyer who can sell, it's always a good match.
It is. Those Osprey matches are gold. I would recommend that because I don't think you've seen the Walter versus Osprey matches that we've seen, Zach, from OTT. But that'd be a nice way to see Osprey.
Such a great match. Have we done that for Is It Worth It yet? Or did we just...
We have not, man. That'd be a great one to bring the series back.
Wouldn't mind doing it.
I fucking love the Irish crowd, too. Just pounding on the ring.
Nice.
All right. Anything else you want to cover before you go, Knock? I'm not trying to kick you off. You got time to stay. Please do.
Yeah, your boy's been being wrapped up for a while here, but it's up to you guys if you guys want to take this in the direction. I don't want to hijack.
No, please take any way you want to go. This episode's very loosely planned.
Let's see what the chat's saying. I see Zemo in the chat. Walter will bring prestige back to the IC belt. Do you think Walter breaks any records with this reign? Do you think he goes for a long, long reign? That's what I'm hoping for.
I go ahead, man.
If he does, that's awesome. But at the same time, I want WWE to start pretending like NXT and NXT UK are a thing. So they should mention that reign more. Like the fact that he is I think he's still longer than Roman. So
I don't want it to happen right now, but now's the time to do it if you're going to do it, because now you have that and Roman. So it's just, and you don't know how long Ronda's going to keep it. I know they want to do a big thing at WrestleMania. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. So then you have 3 titles that are just kind of being held for ransom until they can figure something out big.
That's the other thing with Paige, like, because you mentioned Ronda, she pitched being her manager. You gotta help Ronda out here, man. I mean, I don't know how I'm not believing her this run.
So there's 2 points I want to ask you about that, Zach. But I would just give her Paul Heyman. They worked together before, and Paul Heyman can make anything work. So
yeah,
I still think Roman needs Paul Heyman. I think he's a cool accessory.
Yeah, that's true.
Since Roman's not going to be on TV, they should put him with Ronda.
Yeah,
it's a side job.
But then going back to you saying the title's been up for ransom. So AEW has like longer title reigns. You don't think WWE could have that, not throwing the titles around to everyone?
AEW at least puts matches on for the titles as sparingly as sometimes you see some people defend their titles. Like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, they weren't the focal point every month, but I mean, you had them peppered in defending the titles each month.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
When was Ricochet defending the title? He was doing shit with Drew Gulak and Gunther to set this match up for a month and a half backstage.
Yeah, I agree.
So I forget how many IC champions there's been since Big E, but that's the last time the title was defended on pay-per-view. Big E versus Apollo when he lost at Mania. Not this Mania, the last Mania.
God.
So I know Shinsuke's had it. I forget who else has had it, but it's not been defended.
Sammy.
Danny might have had it. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I still remember when Dolph Ziggler and Miz like made the IC title important for a while.
They killed it. They killed it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just kind of now the IC title is the US title. The US title is the 205.
Honestly,
Yes.
the 24/7 title was defended more than the IC belt.
Is our troop still doing that?
I haven't seen him in a while.
But he's on every week doing it.
At some point, is the joke still working? Because I love our troop, but I mean, a joke has a lifespan.
It's more people. Like, that's the reason Dana Brooke pinned Becky this week, was because of all this nonsense. Our truth makes it watchable. It's still not watchable. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, this is on my TV. At least our truth is here. It's like, let's say we had to work an event that we really didn't want to work, but we all got to work together. So it's like, all right, well, at least we can like hang out.
Which reminds me, hold on. Speaking of events, I was trying to tune into Zach's live stream he does every Friday, Rampage. I jumped in there for a bit. I'm trying to rewatch it. Zach does a lot of great talent, and I see a picture, unprovoked, of your boy, the Final Boss, getting super kicked in the face.
I gotta supply our audience with what they need.
The best kick
What
in
is
the
going on with
business.
this blasphemy? Disorder. Honestly, Zach, I'm gonna call Mark Sterling, and you're getting a lawsuit this week.
I'll take on 20 random people.
For the pro wrestling, just fighting jobbers.
Oh man, yeah. Eric did super kick your boy, but it's fine. It's whatever. I'm the champion now. The Final Boss has to go.
All right. Well, thank you. I mean, he pretty much stayed for the whole show. It's almost been an hour.
Nah.
Yeah, I tried. Took a very long. You know what? But the champ is here. Like Roman said, I'm taking fewer dates, so I won't be defending the belt as much. So, thank you while I'm here. The belt. I'll see you guys at Mania next year. But the champ is here, baby.
Oh man, we'll go
See you later, Knock.
Knock. See you later, Zemo.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fix the screen again. If you want to take over, Zach.
Let's just talk about one of the last things. NXT. So Braun Breaker came out. Apollo came out. He's back in NXT. He's looking good. He's sounding good. The accent's gone. He had a match with Solo Sikoa, and part of the bloodline. Last time we really saw Apollo on TV, he was talking to Roman Reigns in the back, and now he's partnering with someone from the bloodline. Is it just random? Did they plan this long term? It's WWE, so it's random. But anyways, good showing. They beat Hayes and Waller. Apollo's looking good, and I said this in the chat. This could be his Mandy Rose moment. Mandy Rose looks already like she can go back to the main roster. I think Apollo was one of the very first people to randomly get called up for absolutely no reason. Triple H really liked working with him and building him to what he could have been. But before that could happen, Vince grabbed him, and we know what happened on the main roster. So, I think this is a good move.
So you think he's a good fit for NXT 2.0?
Yeah. I think he's a very good fit for NXT 2.0. I honestly do believe he could take the belt off of Braun Breaker. And now with Cody being out and Edge doing the Bloodline feud after getting kicked out, I think Braun Breaker could get called up to Monday Night Raw after the next NXT event.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time. I think he's ready. He's been there for a while, and they need some new blood.
Yeah. I think he's ready. And then other than that on NXT, Roxanne Perez, I always want to call her Roxy. She beat Tiffany Stratton, and she's the women's breakout champion. She beat Stratton with the Pop Rocks.
I mean, so now people are going to wonder what's that's a reference to. But So they still do the NXT awards or whatever. They still do that.
No, this is the breakout tournament for the women, kind of how they did it for the men last year.
Okay, I get you. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we're still doing that then. It's
Yeah.
Triple H idea they couldn't get rid of.
Primetime wants to talk about Always with a Z Ready. I watched a little bit of it prime time. Eric, did you catch any of it or any of the highlights?
I mean, what? Sorry,
NWA's.
NWA. Sorry, because the chat did not pop up for me yet. I I can't watch NWA. It's just not for me. But Aaron Stevens had his last match. Is that what he's referring to?
Yeah, so he lost to Trevor Murdoch, but he cut a promo at the end that makes you think like this is a work, right? So we'll see.
I mean, I
Um,
haven't been following the storyline at all, and I call it the work because why would he? I don't know. Aaron Stevens is a cool guy, but I think it's also like they're not gonna. Not every wrestler's gonna be like, "This is my swan song. Here's a special night just for me." It's a work.
right. And then, like Primetime said, Trevor Murdoch won the belt. Woo 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 was injured, so he couldn't face Nick Aldis. So they made it a fatal four-way. Trevor Murdoch took it, and yeah, Cardona gave the belt back. Primetime, you think he's done? There's something about it, man. Don't trust it.
I don't think he's done. He's coming back. Have you watched any modern day Trevor Murdoch?
Watched him cut a promo on Power, and I watched him with the title win last night.
Because I don't know. Whenever I think of Trevor Murdoch, I think of his WWE run, which I wasn't too impressed with.
Mhm.
So I'm curious if he is champion because in some way, shape, or form they want him to be a modern day Dusty, or
Oh,
is he actually good?
he's not bad. His promos, now that you say that, make him seem like a 2022 Dusty Rhodes. That's actually very, very good. That's what I see now. He's a more aggressive version of Dusty Rhodes.
Okay, because that's literally all. I think even at one point he was wearing, maybe he was just wearing black trunks, and I just thought Dusty. But yeah, because I would not pick Trevor Murdoch to be the face of my promotion. I don't know the guy personally. Maybe he's a great guy. Maybe he's a fucking saint. I don't know, but I'm not huge on that. Did
Yeah.
you watch RVD in Japan last night for Pro Wrestling Noah? I did not.
Nope. Carnage. Did you check that out?
I didn't know he was still wrestling. I thought he was on Pornhub or
Just
something.
yeah. And the other match that I watched, Valkyrie took the pin to Markova, so that's kind of
Okay.
good on her. But
Do you think she? So is she just an NWA Impact or?
and Triple M Mania.
Okay. I want to have a bigger stage. I'm not all for people going to AEW because, especially women, because AEW's women's division is sus. But I don't know. She deserves a bigger spotlight.
He does.
Has speaking of which, with Athena, and was there another woman who debuted, or was it just Athena recently?
I think it was just Athena recently.
Okay. So far, are you liking what they're doing with her? Are you, or it's still a little too early to tell?
Too early to tell. And this Twitter feud with Jade Cargill has like Jade is pointing stuff out that. So you know all the stuff with Athena and the women's talk backstage at NXT looking like Mandy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So Jade is pointing that out point blank, and she's totally not wrong. So it's just like I don't know where they're gonna go storyline with it, but it's just like I don't think the internet should call out Athena for it, but it's very fitting that Jade calls her out for it, if that makes sense. Like I don't I get why Athena said what she said about it, but she has to keep in mind that's the last thing she said before she debuted. So that's what we remember from Athena. So when you come out in almost an exact replica of Alexa Bliss's outfit, I'm glad Jade called her out on it, and we'll see. They just need to make sure that Athena looks strong and not just happy to be there.
So what? So I agree with you. Um, I'm also torn because, on a side note, and I'm not saying this against you. I'm just saying in general, that people can remember whatever they want. So if she chooses to dress like that, I guess it's fine. But what if we found out that the reason she dressed exactly like Alexa Bliss or whatever is kind of a work or a gimmick against, like, in reference to what she said? Would that make it better for her, or like
It
if
didn't
she
sound like
didn't?
that from the Twitter responses.
Okay.
But those two are also best friends, so it could have been like a hey, check it out, I'm wearing gear that looks like yours. But then when she faced Kira Hogan on Rampage 2 weeks ago, I should send this in the chat. The picture, both of their tops were almost exactly the same. So it's like they both went to the same person in the back to make their outfits. So it was just, it's just weird. I think she needs to find her ring gear because I don't think she's defining herself yet in AEW.
That's the same problem that you said she had in was it her first main roster run, or was it NXT run? I can't remember.
I think it was like towards the end of her main roster. It was just like she didn't really have it. So
Yeah, I get you. Let's see. I think Primetime has a promo school question for you. Ronda Rousey said you're on skis to Shotzi in a promo. I don't know if I said that correctly. Take her to
yes.
school, Zach. Is that a good line?
I can't remember if it was on skis or if she called her a skis.
On
I thought it was she called her a skis, like she called Shotzi a skis,
right.
and then Shotzi even gave her a look like that was actually pretty good. Like she took it as a heel, but she also like gave her kind of like a nod, like okay, that was pretty good, like impromptu. So
Huh. I don't know, maybe I have to watch the promo to get the context of it. But that's okay. That's good that she's got good improv there.
Shotzi worked really well together. Honestly, like if you don't know what to do with her after Natalia, just give these two women a long feud for SummerSlam. The match was good on Friday. They impromptu the back and forth. They knew when the other one was going to start talking, and it worked in calling her skis. If it's on skis, I don't know. I'm too old for those streets.
You have anything else in the week you want to? This is the longest recap we've done, by the way. But we also had a segment mixed in there for the AEW stuff. So,
Yeah.
Anything else in the week you want to cover before we touch on news?
I do believe that was everything. Yeah, I think that's it.
Nice. I only news I have off the top of my head, maybe I'll take a second look for more, is Noelle Foley, Mick Foley's daughter, is starting OnlyFans, and she revealed the reason why she's doing it is because so apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently she has post-concussion issues after riding a roller coaster, and she is looking to get some treatments for it because apparently she has like a rare issue where I forgot the name of it, but basically things sound louder to her than they actually are. So she's looking into stem cell therapy and all that stuff, which American healthcare, you know the drill. So she started the OnlyFans to help finance her medical treatments.
Okay. I mean, this country is very messed up medically, so I do not fault her.
Yeah, and I think she's also looking into treatments outside the U.S. So, we covered Paige. Honestly, that might be the news I have. If you want to take them.
I think that's pretty much all I have too. Just more random stuff about Stephanie and the company coming up, but I mean, it's all over the place. I really don't want to touch on that. Impact this past week did 121,000, so they're staying around that range, and I think that's all I have. So if anyone else has anything, and thank you, Prime Time. You're on ski like broski. Okay, now that makes sense.
Okay, I think that. I mean, I think you corrected me. Thank you, Prime Time. And really excellent question. Favorite John Cena moments? Prime Time. There's a match I go back to. I know Zach thinks of this match for the complete opposite reason, But I love Extreme Rules 2011, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Anyone who watches Rocky or the Rocky series and they're like, they cheer for Rocky, he gets beat down, but he always comes back. This was my Rocky moment in WWE. Brock Lesnar just beating the blood out of Cena, and he comes back. He never gives up. He never stops fighting.
Course.
It was such a beautiful moment. Tears were flowing, and then Cena grabbed the mic and he said, "Two guys were in this ring killing each other. If I can change and you can change, then all of us can change." It was a beautiful moment. And Cena ended every war in humanity all at once. I'm pretty sure I heard a woman cry, "I love you, Cena," and Cena just saluted right back at her. It was beautiful.
You can find that on Peacock, folks. If you want to look that match up, just go to the search icon, type in bullshit, and you'll get there.
Zach, and then Cena would do the job later. He would help this young up-and-comer Brock Lesnar by putting him over, taking 16 German suplexes in 2014. The reason you have
Princess Ty Valkyrie is all over the place. She's definitely all elite, and you could see Markova beating Triple R reigning champion down the road. Oh, let's try to find something non-Cena to talk about on a Cena episode.
Happy Cena month, folks. Yes, I would love to see Markova somewhere else. For a minute, you pulled a John Cena. I couldn't see you. Fun.
You'll see me in Tennessee at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I would love to see Markova and Slamovich break out from where they are. There are some women who really do need to break out. Women of wrestling, wrestlers, and I don't know. Charlie Khan's got money. Hit them up. Let's see. I did have a segment that I knew you would hate. I was just gonna read lines from Cena's Wikipedia and have you guess who was against or whatever. But the one thing I do want to point out, this is the last John Cena moment I have. Do you remember when Carlito debuted?
Kind of.
So, this is after Cena had beaten Booker, I guess like a series of 5 matches for the US title. I forgot that apparently in storyline, Carlito just straight up stabs John Cena, or his bodyguard stabs John Cena. This is back in the day when you could be edgy and just say, forget all reason.
They had to find another way to do Brian Pillman bringing a gun without Brian Pillman bringing a gun. So I guess that's what they did.
Do you want to just go straight to promo school? I think we've hit that time. Unless you have a segment that you want to do.
No. That's fine. Let's do this. This is a John Cena episode. John Cena is going to the Forbidden Door. You are John Cena.
All right.
You are going to call out whatever show you want to be on. If you want to be on a WWE show, or if you want to be on Dynamite and say the word shit, Peacemaker style, or whatever show. If you want to go to New Japan, if John Cena wants to go speak another language and start a Twitter war, you can go there. So whatever you want to do, you are John Cena. You're going to call out someone or many people, it doesn't matter, for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view.
John Cena.
Himself. And it
What
ended in a
dream
draw.
match it would be. It would be a never-ending match because perfection can't beat perfection. Let's go. John Cena calling out Bryan Danielson. And you know what? I'm gonna say he's there at Dynamite. So you know he's getting booed because these people don't know what real wrestling is. They don't understand that the 5-knuckle shuffle is the reason that wrestling is believable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here outside of my comfort zone. Because it's important for every person to step out of their comfort zone. I've been stepping out of my comfort zone for over 20 years. I left the WWE to go to Hollywood for all the wrestlers. But there's someone who left their comfort zone a little too fast. I know him as Daniel Bryan. You know him as Bryan Danielson. Now, once upon a time, I saw a lot of potential in this young man. He came to my neck of the woods, and I even gave him a shot. I put him over, as the kids say, and he was WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But I guess my neck of the woods was just too thick for him, because he ran away here. Now, I know a lot of you like to say that you can't see me, but we can all see something called disrespect. Now, I love three things more than anything in this world: hustle, loyalty, and respect. When you left my company, Bryan, you showed disrespect to me. You showed disrespect to my man Vince. You showed disrespect to your fans. And now I'm going to put some respect on your name. You may be vegan, but I've got all the beef for you right here, Bryan. I haven't heard a John Cena promo in so long. It's actually hard to do it.
Isn't it like refreshing? It's like
It's-
if every factory in the world shut down and you just breathe fresh air.
It's like, this is what it's like when Michael Jordan stopped playing. Everyone just forgot how to play basketball for a while. The GOAT was gone. So I just know he's coming back, but like, have they announced when, or is there any idea what his plan is? It's just like Austin Theory.
The date is this month, the 20-something of this month. So then they'll set it up.
Okay.
So they have the date set for him to come back. They announced that on Monday. 20 years of John fucking Cena.
I know, it's beautiful. Are we sure he didn't create Impact? I mean, 20 years lines up. Is there any hope? I don't know why I still want it, because it's not going to be as good as it was, but is there any hope of us getting Cena and Edge together?
Yes, there is, especially now that he's out of Judgment Day. He can just be Edge again.
Okay, I'll take that. All right, I think that's. You know what? Before we go, I'm going to give you a chance. Would you like to cut a promo just against Cena before we wrap it up?
I'd love to.
Go ahead.
All right, John Cena at the Forbidden Door. I'm just gonna kind of shoot with you. Zach here's gonna challenge you at the Forbidden Door because you should have been forbidden 20 years ago from ever being on my TV. Looking like a Boy Scout? No, you look like someone fucked up the Hulk program. All right, John Cena at the Forbidden Door. I'm gonna make sure your career is done, ended, and you're not getting a nice farewell swan song like Ric Flair, and you're probably going to get one that's worse off than Stevens. That's right. I'm just going to bury you like you buried all the good heels, Randy Orton, Edge, who should have become bigger stars than they were. Even though they're huge stars, they should have been mega stars, mega heels, but you had to go over. You had to change belts, and I'm going to whip you with mine this Sunday at the Forbidden Door. John Cena, you're not going to be able to see shit after I knock both your eyes out of their sockets. John Cena, not even Peacemaker is going to save your ass at the Forbidden Door.
Very well done. Very well done. Speaking of Peacemaker, how many people do you know? I mean, I guess you can count Margot Robbie. She made Harley Quinn get a resurgence. But Peacemaker is everywhere now in the comics. They're bringing him into TV shows. All thanks to Cena. Oh, man. I've never even heard of Peacemaker before. Cena. Can't wait for season 2.
What a waste of time.
This has been episode 113. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a fun episode. Love you in the chat. You guys are amazing. You guys pretty much ran the show this week. Love it. Thank you for joining us. We've got some stuff coming up this week as usual. Of course, Knock mentioned the tier list coming out Monday or Tuesday. I wanted to do part 2 of the stream, the NBA stream, but I didn't have time last week. So this week, keep an eye out for it. Zach, how about you? What you got?
I'm going to be playing some Tony Hawk 2 this week. I'll figure out which days something's not coming out, and I'll go in on that. It might be Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the Dynamite review. Otherwise, you'll get both that and the Dynamite review. So definitely subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when we are going live with something. We like doing stuff live so we can get your chats in there. And of course, live watch along Friday Rampage.
True that. And I agree. SCW did kill a promo this week. Absolutely nailed it. I mean, I think we can get some more pro Cena love in that promo, but you know what? It's fine. Also, we've been talking. We might stream. What's the game called? Nickelodeon Brawlers. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so the free game of the month, if you're a PlayStation person, it's Nickelodeon. We'll use half of our IPs and side characters brawler. So we'll play that game. And again, if you see us playing that, all three of us are going to try to jump on that. Feel free to chat while we're doing that. And yeah, we'll just have a good time, watch us play a video game, and just chat and hang out.
Yeah. And you could ask us all about New Japan and X-Men while we're at it.
God damn it, man. Like, I'm gonna fucking delete that video.
It's gonna hit 5. It's going straight to the moon.
To the moon.
But with that, Zach, where can they find us?
You can't find us. It's because we're John Cena.
Happy John Cena month, folks. Remember, hustle, loyalty, respect. Live by it. Have yourselves a great week. Stay safe. Stay excellent. Thank you for watching.